To look at campaign slogans of political parties this morning, and of course how it will impact on the election. We are so privileged to have three gentlemen here this morning. We'll have Comrade Valentine Igariwa, who is the president of Edo for Good Governance worldwide. So you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
And also too, we have Mr. Kenny Runse, a member of the political campaign organization of the APC. Mr. Kenny, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And also have the young and dynamic erudite Peter Okungbowa, an astute educationist, a political analyst. Mr. Peter, you're welcome to this program this morning on ITV.
Thank you, Evans. Good morning, everyone.
Now, gentlemen, if you go around downtown, you see the big boards of different political parties. Now, I went, around downtown myself, and I just caught, some of them. For example, we're not going to be mentioning political parties because we don't want to campaign for any political parties, but let's go with the slogans. Now, the one that actually captivated my interest, you have a party that goes with the inscription, with the slogan, "The men way we sabi." That's one political party, "The men way we sabi." Then we have another one that is very close. It shows "The men we sabi." That's for one political party. Then we also have another one, "Big man not get our time." Then also, you also have another political party that tells you that their slogan is "The party for the pikin, for the papa, for the mama." Gentlemen, let's look at it now. What is our interpretation of these slogans? I'll start with Comrade Valentine Igariwa.
Thank you very much. Viewers, I appreciate you this morning. I will come this way. Slogan have a way of preparing people's mind, that is the electorate, to actually see who actually are on the right side, that they can actually vouch for, they can vote for. Somebody that have the courage, that have the capability with the slogan, because slogan, depicts capability of the candidates, that they sabi, or the papa, mama, pikin, as for the people. So everybody is trying to play a kind of role that will buy the minds of the people. For candidates to sell themselves, they must have a slogan. Even in an organization, we have slogans, and that slogan you chant that will ginger the people. If you chant, it will ginger the people. There will be response. So I think it has a lot of way to impact, on this campaign and the election. The popularity of your slogan, will captivate the minds of the people, and the people will really see in your action. If your action truly depicts what you are chanting, if you are acting according to, and if you have your previous activities, if it actually marries what you are talking about, I think the people will see that, yes, truly you are ready for the job. Because Edo State is a state where you have very enlightened people. I think the most educated person in the world now is from Edo State by record. And Edo is not a place where anybody cajole anybody again. For us, we need persons with that value, persons that have the experience, persons that have the will of the people at heart, and that have the minds of the people, as well. And again, we are not, preparing for mediocres. And those state people, I think, as enlightened as we are, even in the marketplace, they will tell you the kind of persons they want. It's very, very obvious this time. Gone are those days, when we are bamboozled by cock-a-book stories, or anybody just come and start. No, this time, people's eyes are on the ground. Their ears are on the ground. Their mind also, because of what they have suffered over the time. And again, I want to say it actually has a very large scale, on this election matter, this 2024. That is very close here. We might be thinking it's very far. It's very, very close. You know, and again, not just chanting that slogan, and we will also look into the actions, as I said before.
Okay. You know, let me pause you so that I'll come to other gentlemen. Now, Ken Erun say, political party slogans now, you know, it appears that they are taking over, you know, manifestos. I remember those days when we started voting during the times of MQ, Abiola and all that. It was party manifestos that electorates watched out for. But it appears that the political parties and their candidates, they are more into slogans than letting the people know their manifestos.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother. That is not exactly true, because if you reflect back, when MK Abiola was running for election as far back as 1993, he had a slogan, farewell to poverty. So it has been there. So slogans is a way of capturing the mind of people about your manifesto. Actually, it is a slogan before the manifesto.
Yeah, but
the slogan will give you an overview of what the person that is campaigning for election has in mind for the people. You understand what I'm saying? So slogans before, or it's a prelude to the manifestos. I believe, like my organization, you say we should mention party here. We have our manifesto ready. Others have also displayed their manifesto. But the slogans are important because on the when you are looking at the billboards, at the posters, and all that is around the city, you are not going to be able to capture the full manifesto there. It's lengthy, you know. But the slogan that will captivate what the candidate intends to do. You understand? Like in my organization, for example, we have a slogan: less talk, more work. This is not the time to talk and talk.
Now, but you also, I've seen some of your slogans too. Yours is very, I mean, we have the PDP, he represents PDP, APC, and the YPP. Now, yours is close to the PDP. His own is the men we sabi. Then the APC is the men where we sabi.
No, so, I've just told you the slogan now.
Yeah.
Less talk, more work.
Okay, that's the slogan.
That's the main
slogan. So what came about with the men where we sabi?
You see, there are different slogans, actually. You cannot be visited. We don't have one slogan.
Okay.
We have different ones. But the main one is what I've just told you. We also have A New Edo is Rising. It's our slogan. We also have the men way we sabi. It was just to counter what they were trying to prove, that men we sabi. So in countering that, we said the men way we sabi. You know, we are trying to be innovative here too. So those are how you use slogan to capture the electorate and let them know what you tend to do. But what is actually paramount here, or what's actually important here, is the pedigree, antecedent, and what the person has done for his community before now. And that is why we said, let's talk, more work. Looking at my principal, for example, talk less, but it's getting the job done. You can see a lot of projects that I have done in the past. They are all for everybody to see. Nobody, even from the opposition, has been able to dispute any of those projects. And what is even intriguing about it is that most of those projects were done before he ever became a senator. So that's what we call service to community.
Okay, I'll pause you. I'm going to leave Comrade Igariwa to either say yes to what you just said or say no. Now, for the erudite Peter Okumbowa, you know, the election, is either going to give a change or a continuity? I mean, for us in the media, we don't have any political party. We are waiting for whatever becomes of the election. Is either we're going to have a continuity or that we're going to have a change. But let's look at the slogans now. Now, the party manifestos, do you think they are embedded in the slogans in any way? For example, you're on the YPP, you have big man or get our time. The party manifestos, are they embedded in these slogans?
Thank you, Evans. For these epistemological slogans, there is a metaphysical reality to them. I mean, thoughts precedes actions. For everything a man does, there are additional word where he has put it to thinking before trying to put it out there in reality. So for the impact of slogans as far as elections are concerned, the two gentlemen here have adumbrated in the line of it being an attempt to capture the minds of the people. For us, it's not just about capturing them, it's also an attempt to lobotomize them. You get me? So for me, any slogan that has an existential reality today should be the one that embodies and exemplifies the very yearning of the ordinary.
What do you mean by existential realities?
Well, by existential reality here, let's go with the slogan of the YPP that big man not get our time, and the ordinary man's mandate. The truth of the matter is that from 1999 to date, we've had elites in the position of governor in these states. They've not been an ordinary man in the position of governor. And it's our deep understanding that it takes a man who walks in your shoes to actually adumbrate for you or make policies for you. I remember one time that Pastor Chris Oyakilome of Christ Embassy did say, if you expect them to make laws and promote policies that will enable you to become like them, you are joking. It's the truth. That reality speaks here, that the high and the mighty have from 1999 to date exemplified their interests in governance without actually putting the people into consideration. I'll give you a very good example of what was done in 2016 in Edo State, which again goes to tell you, big man, no get our time. And again, I want to ask a question. The schools you have in Edo State today, is it good enough for their children? Are there children in any of these schools? If today a law is to be made that every government functionary should patronize government-owned schools in Edo State, which of these schools is good enough for the child of the commissioner or the director or any person who is in this present administration or the ones that have been in governance? You will see that the school system they built today is not good enough for their children. So again, big man, no get our time. And you look at the health sector, for example. Do they take their medications here? Do they, in public space in Sena Clan, you almost told everything about the life of the public officer, his health condition vis-a-vis the institution that is managing it. They don't even know anything about them when it comes to that. Those areas, they consider it sacred and very a sacred cow that cannot be touched. Then if they are sick, is the hospital they have built, is it good enough for the ordinary man? Even the only one that exists now in Sapler Road, is it affordable by the ordinary man? These are more of the reasons, the existential reasons why we say big man no get our time. In 2016, like I was saying, the big men in office promoted the policy to protect their interests in office and after they leave office. It was under the reign of Adams Oshomole as governor, wherein the Edo State House of Assembly promoted the law amending the Pension Amendment Acts to accommodating ex-governors and their deputies in the lajis, as it were. So accordingly, in Edo today, taxpayers, regular workers like you and me, those in the markets are funding their lifestyle even after they leave office. So, according to that law that was made in 2016, a house will be built for the governor and his deputy in any of their choice location in Nigeria. So if they choose Banana Island or Apo, where the lands are very expensive, we will pay. Then every 3 years, that house will be renovated.
Yeah, those laws, they were passed by the House of Assembly. It was the representatives of you and I that,
Mr. Evans, please,
so let us be careful with the way we try to.
This is election season, sir.
Yeah.
That House of Assembly was a unilateral assembly. It wasn't an assembly of an agglomeration of political parties wherein they could speak against such a law. Yeah, and even at that, is there a morality in me continually buying jeeps? We buy jeeps every 3 years of contemporary makes for them. So according to that law, they'll be entitled to get a Prado or a Lexus of 2022 or 2023 model as of today. Do you know the cost of those jeeps going to ex-governors and ex-deputy governors? And according to that same law, sir, big man, no get our time. They said that they will be entitled to personal assistance of not less than grade level 7 in the civil service. So the civil servants who are paying their salary are working for them. Then they also said that they and members of their immediate family will be entitled to medical care free of charge. And they also said that they'll be entitled to 2 police orderlies each. When you look from 1999 to date and the future, if Christ tarries, if you look at the number of governors and ex-deputy governors who would leave office, are they entitled to our wealth?
Okay, let me
Should that be
pause you.
pensionable?
I'll pause you now, Mr. Gariba. Let me come to you because I saw you nodding your head, while he was speaking, trying to look at some of the facilities. He made mention of the kind of education system we have in Edo State now. He talked about hospitals, healthcare, and all that. So he just summarized one more time to say that because these things are really not what some of these government officials, children attend, then of course, big man don't get our time. What was your reaction is to that?
I think for me, it's only the blind that will not see all that is going on in the state. Only the blind man. Though there are some blind people, their eyes are open, but still they cannot see. And that's a lot we are seeing among our people. I think for this present administration so far, if you go to Stella Passenger now, you go and see a model, structure that is going on there. You see, you cannot be building on old structure. When somebody is coming with innovation, embrace it and see. You have not seen, you have not been there, you just speculate. I advise that persons who speculate should just go there and see what somebody is doing with their taxpayers' money.
Now, when you say you've not seen, it's a public place.
Yes, it's a public place, but a lot of people they don't want to see it. They don't want to go there. But all they want is these critics. It's just these critics.
Just let them
8 years is not only for health sectors alone. Understand that. You have to work all over to satisfy everybody, not only your own thinking. See,
yeah, Mr. Kumbo, just let him anchor. Mr. Kumbo, let him speak. Yeah.
If I don't would have been targeted.
No, it's okay.
If there was room for you to
gentlemen, it's okay. Just Mr. Kumbo, let him anchor his point.
I felt you are learned enough to understand.
Let's be careful.
You're not the one that took it personally.
No, Mr. Gariba, I won't let that be on this show. So, I won't let that be on this show.
And again, I am responding to. Let's
respond to the question. Don't respond to people's opinion.
What I say now, just go to Stella Passenger.
Yeah.
Talking about it, if the structure there, if it's not going to bring about accommodating, all he's just talking about now. The one you are talking of, Sapler Road there, at least. There are, in everywhere in the world, there are classifications of, products. If you can buy, you pay. So it is not a general. You saw what the road there is a dose specialist hospital. It is not a general hospital. So if you go to Stella Passenger, you will see a general hospital. And as I still speak with you now, the one that was demolished was not just demolished; it was relocated to this is a reservation road. If you go there, the antenatal and postnatal, they are also taken care of over there. So sometimes we do not even investigate matters. We don't even want them, but because of political reasons, we just castigate. For me, so far, I think this present government have done exceedingly well. I believe when he leaves office, that is when we meet. Just during the time for Abrusalina, a lot of people were concerned. So people carry caskets to the street to display his death, to do all this. But today, Abusali is being rated as one of the best governors that have ever ruled in the Dembende state.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So for me, I think let us watch out for those people who actually is a credible candidate. We were talking about the slogan just now. That marries their mind, that wins their conscience, that is the one they feel is ready. It is about readiness. Because if you look around now, how many of them are ready? How many of them are able to display what they have inside them?
Are you talking about the political parties or the candidates?
I'm talking of candidates. How many you can reach? How many is ready to expose himself to scrutiny? That is where we are now. When you talk about experience, somebody have run multinational. Let me not just go into that since we said we should not go into campaign. So for me, so far, I think the Edo people, they are mature than as I said before. We are enlightened people. We are no more, those kind of people that used to be when you can just, bring one mediocre and just put there and be rude, from your bedroom. No.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ken, let me come to you now. We about 16 political parties have already featuring their various candidates for this, election. And little wonder to want to say that some of the candidates are not ready. I mean, these candidates, they were aspirants before they became candidates. And I understand that some of them very recently, they've launched their campaign organization. So can we still say that some of the candidates are not ready for the election?
Some are not ready. Some are faking. Why some are just playing to the gallery. I will tell you of my principal. The APC candidate is fully ready. That's why the slogan, like I said before, less talk, more work. His antecedents speak for him. He's a serving senator. He has brought development to his senatorial district. That's a man that is ready to work.
Yeah, but we're talking about the whole state, not just the senatorial district.
That is his antecedent. No, we are talking about his antecedent, where he's coming from. If he has been able to do that as a private individual, you just imagine what he can do as a governor. He's a man that cares for the people. You see, like some of them who are elitist in nature, just to support what he was talking about, my candidate is not an elite. He's a man that grew from a humble beginning. At least we all know his history. He was not born rich, but he attained greatness by himself. He attained greatness by himself. This is the man we are talking about now is a man that has 2 ICT companies.
Let us be careful with the way we
campaign. So, okay, that aside, then let me go further to the issue of governance. Also to align with my brother here. The last 8 years, we have not had governance. What we have had is rulership. Because the structures are not on ground. Some people will say, like he was trying to say, oh, we are not seeing them now. If you do projects, you will see, people will see them. It's not hidden. Go to River State and see what wicked, everybody can see it. Go to Enugu, go to, what do you call it? Omahi, this former governor state, Ebonyi. Go to Abia and see what he's doing now. We have seen governors who have just spent 1 year and they are building airport already. Zamfara State governor is already building an airport. And that is a poor state compared to Edo State. Sure. We have seen Abia State governor, Kalu, what's his name again? See what he has transformed Abia State under 1 year. Now he's taking this present government 8 years to still tell people, to still try to convince people that they are doing something. Because you will see them. How can you tell me that you are renovating an already built hospital? In any way, Stella Bassio was built by Lucky Benedict. It's an existing hospital. All you are just doing is addition. You will do that for 8 years. You have not been able to establish primary health care centers across the local government. That is what affects the poor man.
Yeah, but we have primary health care centers.
They are not existing
across the.
No, they are not existing. I can tell you for free.
I mean, I'm in the media.
I can tell you they are not. If they are even existing, they are infinitesimal.
But you said we don't have primary.
That's why. See, when something is infinitesimal, it's more or less not existing. Like if you have one out of 100, it's not existing, bro. That's what I think. So what I'm trying to say here is that they are not existing. Then in the area of education, you just give teachers laptops, what do you call them? Computers and all that. Meanwhile, the students don't have chairs to sit on. The schools you see today around Edo State was the one done by Adam Soshomole, the Red Roof and all that. They are still existing. Then go to roads. We don't have roads at all. When it rains in Edo, everywhere is flooded. You can't even drive your car. The few standard roads that we have in Edo State were the ones done by Adam Soshomole. It's not about speaking English. It's not about talking so much, rhetorics. Okay. Let me land here. The late Dr. S.O. Bemudia of Blessed Memory, the best governor we have ever had in the deformed Edo and Bende State, was not a smart talker, was not an orator, was not eloquent. He was not even educated.
Yeah, but you must talk. I mean, how?
No, I'm trying to learn it, but I'm just giving you an example of Ogbemudia. Some of us also grew up to meet him at least before he died. He was not an eloquent person. He was not even so educated. But yet he performed wonders. What he has done, no professor that has ruled Edo and Delta State has been able to match his achievement. In fact, the few things that the present governor is commissioning today were the projects by Ogbemudia. All he did was just to renovate and add up. We are talking of legacy projects. Can you tell us your legacy projects? What have you built from the scratch? I think the money we are spending on some of these elitist projects like the Radisson Hotel can be used to build theories specialist general hospital across the senatorial district. Okay. Why not do that?
Let me pause you now.
Why not? Sorry, sir. Why not use our resources that are using to bring ShopRite and the rest that doesn't have meaning to the common man?
Let me build
new Benin market, to build a closer market.
Yeah, Mr. Ken. Let's try to share this thing in such a way.
So those are the facts.
We enjoy our time now. Mr. Peter Okumbowa, whether we like it or not, the PDP has done 8 years, and they are counting their successes. And some persons are also counting it along with them, while some persons are saying, no, you guys would have done it differently this way. Now, for the parties that are trying to make the change now, what kind of difference do you think they can really bring on board? What are we looking at?
Thank you. I think that for us to move forward as a people, we must be first of all sincere to ourselves. I don't do well with political canvassers because they are already biased. A number of them are not actually standing on the part of the people. They have their interests practically actually situated, and they're looking up to being in the scheme of things. So I like a situation where things are done dispassionately so that the focus will always be the people. For me, if any government is to be installed in 2024, and the people are not purposeful enough to install a government who would promise and deliver, first of all, on local government financial autonomy, they were not ready. The whole idea of governance in Nigeria is just for people who are interested in the money. Government is too lucrative. What they pay them is too much. What they get is too much. It encourages greed, even in a sense. For me, the wealth of Edo should not be concentrated at Osadebe Haven. The wealth of Edo should be shared among the local government administrators, our administrations in Edo State, the 18 of them. A man contests office. He is voted on the basis of his manifesto at local government level. He gets to office and he cannot do anything without the concurrent understanding of the governor, who also should be basically be independent but coordinating in a sense. We have it on authority that the local government chairman in Edo State cannot do much without the agreement of the state government.
What do you mean by the agreement of the state government?
When it comes to the coffers, the spending of the money, the local government chairman cannot. Please, can you point to any project you could say a local government chairman has done since 1999 that has outlived him? They can't do humongous projects because the finance has to be approved. And if, for whatever reason, the guy at the central doesn't quite favor.
Well, that is statutory. I mean, it's statutory.
It's not statutory. What is now debatable is that the federal government has given a leeway that government of states should grant autonomy.
Yeah, so let's wait for that.
So, for me, that's why I'm saying, you ask the question, going forward, what should be the difference? I'm telling you, if the government is not going to promise and deliver on local government financial autonomy, then it's a joke. And it's going to be the process as we always had it. And I'd like to ask the guy representing PDP here, as a principal promised the people that will grant local government financial autonomy, because for me, for there to be even development and spread, there has to be autonomy at the local government level. That way, this issue of health centers and schools will no longer be at the purview of government. It will not be at the purview of local government maintaining schools, and building health centers. That way, overnight, you can wake up and you have health centers all over the local government because the resources of the people has been given to the people. But when that is not the case, it's just going to be an elitist government. People who know how to fleece the resources of the people and are very clever and brilliant enough to hide it and to perpetuate themselves in office by process or bringing those who will cover their tracks for them. My pain is our lives is at the precipice. We are aging every day. For those of us 40 and above, what is the chances that we'll see times 2 of our age? We are dying. And somebody is playing politics and somebody is trying to defend those playing politics with our lives. Then I'd like to ask again. In the issue of the so-called hospital that has been going on, the construction has been going on for the past 85 years going, because in the first 3 years of the administration, that hospital was still functional until the COVID came in. They shut it down, and of course, was now followed with these supposed renovations and stuff. I'm asking the question: for 4 or 5 years going, have there not been sick people in Edo? And if that is your defense line, is that hospital enough for the over 5 million people in Edo State? Is that one that is still under construction that has not been opened? Is it enough? Is the one in Central Hospital the one you like to print your figures to? Good enough. You also indicted yourself by saying it's a specialist hospital. And by your words, it was looking like it was not meant for the general people. It was meant for those who can afford it.
Yeah, but he said, well, I'll let him react to what he said.
So that brings me to the question again. Big man, don't get our time.
Okay.
No, please, sir. When you're
this is not the second time you are misfiring and getting emotional. Mr. Peter, we may have to take a short pause
when you
now.
don't have a way to defend your people or defend the government, this is how you resort to. You resort to.
But you stay on your point.
I have stayed on issues.
Don't make reference to what you said.
Because somebody gave a defense line. I like him to, on behalf of Edo people, stay on that defense line and deepen that defense.
Okay, I'll pause you now, Mr. Yariba. Now, let's look at it one more time, because we're talking about a whole lot of issues now. Like what I said a while ago, I said, whether we like it or not, the PDP has done 8 years. And successes are being counted, and also successes are not also being counted. So how would you want to anchor your point one more time, that look, it's actually going to be an election of continuity as we look forward towards Edo 2024?
We don't want that continuity.
Very well. And like I said before, a lot of people open their eyes, they cannot see. For me today, I'm not here for rhetorics or for maybe to blast, for people to say, oh, I'm talking. I want to be reserved because, like in the layman terms, they say capital will no work. Not if do something.
No, you stay on the question now. Respond to the question.
I want to say, so far, the Edo people, their sin is glaring, even to the blind and not even to the deaf, that this present administration has done exceedingly well in terms of administrative, prowess. Infrastructurally, this is the only state that is paying 70,000 minimum wage. It's not happening in other states. I don't know if they have any reference to that. Even the federal government that is being ruled by APC today cannot even pay. They cannot even pay 62,000 that they use. Even right now.
Yeah, but the issue is still ongoing.
It's still ongoing, but must it be ongoing? But the governor rose up one morning and said, today, and he stood by his word and he meant it. Is there any worker that said they don't receive their salary as at Wednesday?